Formula 1 would look way different today if Gardner's Project 34, which involved a 6-wheel F1 car, had received more support from the world of motor racing. While the Tyrrell P34 car generated headlines in the mid-1970s, it ultimately did not receive the backing necessary to become a regular presence in the sport. But that doesn't make the car and the history behind it any less cool. Here's a brief overview of the car's origins, its short-lived success, and its ultimate demise. It all started in the late 1960s. Gardner, a car designer, was looking for a way to make IndyCar machines more drivable in the gas turbine era. He came up with an idea of fitting a race car with 4 wheels in the front, which would improve the car's stability when pushing the gas pedal. However, the idea was not initially picked up by the North American racing body, as the powerful gas turbine Indy cars were soon prohibited by the USAC. Several years later, Gardner was working as a chief car designer for Elf-Tyrrell Racing, and he decided to revisit his idea. This time, however, the 6-wheel design was aimed at improving the car's speed in a straight line, rather than providing better stability after exiting corners, as initially planned in the IndyCar. You see, at the time, F1 teams were in a constant battle to find extra power for their cars. So when Gardner approached Ken Tyrrell with his innovative design for an F1 car with 4 smaller wheels in the front and 2 regular wheels in the rear, he believed that it would reduce the lift on the track, improving the car's straight line performance. While other cars relied on larger front wings to counteract lift, the 6-wheeled car would be able to use a narrower wing. Now, Tyrrell saw the potential in Gardner's design, and he quickly put the idea into production, creating a prototype known as the Tyrrell P34. Although the car initially had aerodynamic problems during testing, Gardner eventually resolved these issues. However, the car still faced another challenge, namely intense front tire wear. The cause of the front tire wear was quite obvious, as the front tires were only 62.5% the size of the rear wheel's diameter, meaning that they would have to travel approximately 1.6 times faster than the rear ones. Both Tyrrell drivers, Patrick DePaula and Jody Scheckter, had to adapt their driving styles to the higher front end and smaller front wheels fitted to the P34. They were having difficulties positioning the car in the corners, which led to the famous portholes in the cockpit sides. This way, the drivers were able to keep an eye on their tires continuously, with the overall view also helping them evaluate the car's position in the corners at any time. Pretty crazy. After its initial setbacks, the Tyrrell P34 finally made its Formula 1 competition debut at the 1976 Spanish Grand Prix, with driver DePaula managing to achieve the 3rd fastest time in qualifying. From the following race in Belgium, both drivers were given the P34 to race, and the results were impressive. Scheckter secured the P34's first and only win in Formula 1 during the Swedish Grand Prix at Anderstorp, after qualifying in pole position, with DePaula finishing right behind him in 2nd place, giving them a 1-2 finish. Unfortunately, due to poor development of the front tires, the upcoming months would prove to be the last successful ones for the P34 in Formula 1. Goodyear had no interest in further developing the 10-inch tires, considering they were the only ones who actually used it, making the tire wear problem impossible to tackle. In addition, the fact that the front tires were traveling at a higher speed than the rear ones also led to a higher level of heat from the front brakes. Finding the best solution to cool the front brakes was also a close to impossible job for the Tyrrell outfit. All in all, the P34 ended the 1976 season with 1 overall win, 8 additional podiums and 2 fastest laps. Scheckter eventually finished 3rd in the overall classification, while Tyrrell also ended their maiden P34 campaign in 3rd place. But they didn't give up just yet. In the off-season of 1976 and 1977, Ken Tyrrell established a new R&D centre in Ockham, UK, and worked on improving the P34. However, the 1977 season started off poorly for the car, with both Peterson and DePaula failing to finish their first race, despite the introduction of a new fiberglass body shell. The tire wear and brake cooling issues persisted through the season, leading to Gardner's departure and ultimately the abandonment of the P34 project by Tyrrell Racing. Although the P34 was not the only 6-wheel F1 car, the March 240 was another project that aimed to make its debut in 1977. You see, Hurd, who supervised the development of the original P34, proposed a new design that would fit 4 wheels in the back of the car instead of in the front. The idea was that the extra grip provided by the additional tires in the rear would be more effective. Additionally, the car could use regular F1 tires instead of developing special 10-inch Goodyear tires. This would make the car slimmer and improve its traction. Unfortunately, due to lack of funding, March was unable to manufacture a functional gearbox capable of driving the 4 wheels in the rear. During the car's first demonstration lap, the gearbox casing flexed and the gears became unmeshed, turning the 240 into a 2-wheel drive car, and unfortunately, the project was scrapped. 5 years later, Frank Williams attempted to revive the 6-wheel concept with the Williams FWO-8B during the 1982 season. However, the car never made it to the Grand Prix due to the team's inability to develop a car faster than the 4-wheel variant. Now, the Williams team would have probably continued developing these crazy F1 cars, but the idea was ultimately abandoned when the FIA banned 4-wheel drive cars from the F1. Although the 6-wheel Tyrrell P34 had short-lived success in Formula 1, it ultimately faced tire wear and brake cooling issues that could not be resolved due to a lack of support from Goodyear and the team's own resources. While the car's concept was innovative and the history remains cool, it seems that basic is better and having 4 wheels in Formula 1 is just a better option. But let me know what you think of this really cool and really interesting Formula 1 cars. Do you like them? Do you dislike them? And do you wish that they had more support? I mean, imagine if today we saw a bunch of different cars. Whatever the best possible thing is you could build, you could bring to the track. That would be pretty cool. I would actually like it if there was like an unlimited class where people could just build the best possible cars and we can see who is the best manufacturers. Never mind the best drivers, but like who could build the craziest, fastest cars. That would be pretty cool. Let me know what you think down below. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you did like it, you like all of my other stuff, so just go through my channel, see if there's something else you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers,